What's good, YouTube? Back again with another video. Today we'll be talking about the infamous Umar Johnson and FDMG. If you're familiar with Umar, you know there's a page called King Kong Consciousness on YouTube. I'll leave the link below. According to Umar, he doesn't officially have a YouTube channel, but it's my belief that someone close to Umar runs this page for him. Like I said, they upload every video, every live that he does. This up there, it's up there within a day or two of him posting it. Like I said, we know Umar. Well, if you're familiar with Umar, you know that he's terrible with technology. Like I said, it's like water and oil. But we're going to get into this video about him talking about LeBron James and his I Promise school and how Umar doesn't consider it a school at all. A lot of irony for a guy who just has a bunch of abandoned buildings in a impoverished neighborhood. But we're going to get into the video, and I'm going to give you my thoughts and reactions.
One thing we have control over is what we do with our money and what we do with our time. We still have control over that. We still have control over that. So the question becomes, what is the black community going to use their disposable income to build for themselves? That's the question. The question is not what we can get politicians to do for us. That's a secondary question. And that's a secondary question for everybody but black people. Black people are the only people whose primary strategy is to beg the politicians to do it for us.
It's interesting that Umar talks about people begging, politicians begging. But like I said, every time you see this man on live, he's telling you to hit the Cash App, hit the PayPal. I mean, he's literally begged his way into millions of dollars from black people to start a school, which is still non-existent.
Nobody else has that as a primary strategy. Chinese build for themselves. Getting the politicians to do things is second. Arabs build for themselves. Trying to get the politicians to do something is separate. Black people are the only people who voting is the most important thing we do. Voting is the most important thing black people do because we have no other strategies. We have no other blueprint. We have no other agenda because we're disorganized, and we like being disorganized because we hate each other. So for us, voting is more important for us.
Again, a man talking about disorganization. Again, this is the man who has a what I coined the one man army approach to FDMG. Like I said, he's literally the president, he's the psychologist, he's the janitor, he's IT, he's the secretary, he's the board of directors. You would think when you open a school, you're going to need different people for various roles. I mean, because without that, that would lead to disorganization. But according to Umar, he's a jack of all trades.
Than everybody else, even though we get nothing out of it and everybody else does, because we have no other solution in play. Nothing. Even if the Chinese don't get what they want from the president, if they don't get what they want from the governor, they already have solutions in place for themselves. They have institutions and systems. Arabs got institutions and systems. Jews have institutions and systems. Latinos got institutions and systems. Black people don't have no institutions or no systems. Our entire strategy is beg the politicians. Vote. That's our whole thing is vote.
Okay, so someone like me, right? I don't have the funds per se to do something like this, and like in the
well, it's not individual though. It ain't about what you can do. It's about what we're going to do together. Nothing is in no solution is based on one person. No solution. You feel me? So the question is, what is the black community of Utica going to do about this? That's what it. Not you, not me. What are the people going to do?
Well, the black community came to the tune of millions of dollars for Umar for because they believed in his vision of FDMG. Like I said, this scam has been going for 10 plus years. He acquired the buildings in February of 2019. We are now almost at the end of 2024, going into 2025, and the school is no signs of even close to being open. Shortly in this video, I'm going to give you a comparison between Umar's school. Well, I refer to it as abandoned buildings because it's not a school at all. And I'm going to compare that to LeBron James, the I Promise school, and see if we can see any differences between the two.
They're not going to do anything but complain.
Well, see, then we can't move forward. Then we can't move forward because see, black people have a learned helplessness thing. We also have a psychological hopelessness thing. We don't like to admit it though. Black people do not like to admit that we are psychologically hopeless. You can tell by our behavior. We don't do anything collectively for ourselves, and we haven't in a long time. We do a bunch of events. That's all we do. Events, events, events. Event for this, event for that, event for this, event for that. Million Man March for one.
I mean, Umar is literally, if like I said, I always mention this in all my videos. If you listen closely to Umar, he literally tells on himself all the time. He just said all black people do is have events, 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 events. What does Umar spend the majority of his time doing all year round? Events, 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 events. You go to his Instagram, he'll have a calendar he has booked out for the whole year. All he does is events, events, events. You would think, with him acquiring this school and supposedly this school is supposed to be a priority, that he will pull back from doing so many speaking engagements where he's literally talking about the same thing all the time. I mean, he does these small venue events. Most of the time, maybe 25, 50 people at most show up. I mean, and it's the same speech, whether it's in Canada, whether it's in Atlanta, California, it's all the same speech. Like I said, if you listen closely to Umar, he tells it himself all the time.
One day, no systems, no movements, no institutions. And that's why nobody got to respect us. You got to respect us. Respect them for what? They're not going to do nothing. We'll riot for a day. We'll tear some.
And it's exactly why I have no respect for Umar. He talks all this institution builder. He's a institution builder, this and that, and it's all talk. It's all smoke and mirrors. Millions of dollars collected, almost 5 years into acquiring the buildings, and the brother still doesn't even have a certificate of occupancy. You still got ceiling tile missing with exposed wire hanging down.
Shit down. We'll take a whole month to tear some shit down, but we won't take a week to build anything up. Look at all the riots we had as a result of police genocide. Look at all the riots we have. And I'm not against the riot, because that's how you get the power structure's attention, to let them know you're tired of their shit. So I'm not against the riot. But where was the revolution? Where was the institutional revolution to build something after we tore everything down? It's easy to tear shit down. I'm not impressed with black people who can loot and burn and break up shit. A toddler can do that. A toddler can do that. But a toddler can't build. When are we going to do something for ourselves with this $2 trillion in spending power we have? That's the one question that is never discussed. Look at all the YouTube videos. Look at all the Instagram posts. Look at all the memes. You rarely hear a serious conversation on what we're going to do for ourselves.
Now, while there may be some truth into what Umar is saying, the issue is, this is the problem that we have in the black community. Every time we do put our support and our dollars behind someone, it ends up in a situation like this what we have with Umar. Again, millions of dollars collected. It's usually a person who has the gift of gab, well spoken, charismatic, and we get behind this person and we, donate our money, and then the person fails to deliver. Prime example is fdmg. The people put their money where their mouth was, and Umar failed to deliver. Umar failed to put the right team together to facilitate this thing and make it possible. Because honestly, if Umar was able to show proof of concept and say, hey man, I got the school open, I got the small school, we got it running, we got a few teachers, you could actually show, people could actually see students actually going into class and being educated. That would then encourage other people. Oh, okay, this guy is legit. This is a real thing. This is something really tangible that we can see. He's not just talking. The dollars would have flowed in. But what happens now is Umar makes it worse for the next guy or the next woman who comes behind him, is going to try to collect money and raise money for a cause. And going to be like, man, remember when Umar collected all those millions and he ran off with the money?
That's the one conversation black people don't want to have outside of having fun. We always talking about vacations. We always talking about parties. We're always talking about going to buy something, going to party. What are we going to do?
Again, if you listen to Umar long enough, he always tells himself. We just seen a video where he was in some type of I forget what country it was, and he was live from his hotel suite, BSing, giving the same speeches he gives home, the same speeches that he does back in the States, international, when his priority should be FDMG. He literally tells himself all the time. But then you have Umar supporters saying, well, I can't see the lies. Where is he lying at? Brother, you making videos and you tearing another black man down. I'm like, how can't you see that this is obviously a scam? It's clear as day.
For ourselves with our money. That is the elephant in the room. And the question is nothing, because black people don't have enough collective love. We don't love. It takes love to want to sacrifice.
Right.
And we have to.
How many single mothers sacrificed and gave money to FDMG? How many elderly men and women on fixed incomes gave the little bit they had to FDMG, to Umar, and he failed to deliver?
Be guaranteed a victory in order to struggle. That is cowardice. That's like saying, yo, you got to go fight that dude over there. He picking with your little sister. Well, I can't fight him unless I know I'm going to win. What the hell is that? Nobody can predict an outcome. It's like a boxer getting in the ring. When you walk in that ring, you don't know if you can beat him, but you're going to do your best. You have enough courage to try. Black people saying, I don't have no courage to try. Black people saying, I'm not trying shit unless you can guarantee me we're going to succeed. I'm not going to try. And that's black people. No confidence in self, zero hope in each other. And so what we do, we try to escape blackness by bunny hopping. We try to escape blackness by marrying, by saying we ain't black, we's pretendians. We will do anything. Instead of solving our problems as black people, we would just rather try not to be black.
Another thing I noticed about Umar, he's so confident when he speaks on various topics. He has all the answers and all the solutions. But when you compare that to what he speaks about FDMG, it's always excuses. It's always someone else's fault. It's always the contract that ran off on him. It's always someone's trying to sabotage, and people are purposely dumping trash in front of the building, even though the school is in an impoverished area, and I'm sure it has a elevated homeless rate. One of the next lie, Umar's he stated he believes the city of Wilmington, they're going to conspire against him and deny him a certificate of occupancy. It's always everybody else's fault but Umar's. But he's the leader. No accountability.
That's our strategy. I'm just going to do whatever I can to try not to be black. I'm going to pass as white, or I'm going to marry a white person. I'm going to be a pretendian. I'm going to say I'm not from Africa. Whatever I can do to get away from being black, because we have no hope. That's how most of us think. And it's sad, brother. It's sad. And it ain't getting no better. It ain't getting no better. Like, they have done an excellent job convincing us.
What's sad is we do have a lot of mistrust amongst us as black people. That point I definitely agree upon. But what's sad is when we finally do come together and we get behind somebody and put our dollars, it's always, sadly, it turns out to be behind some con artist, some fraud, some scammer. They get the money and they never deliver on the promises that they made.
That it's useless, absolutely useless, to fight as black people. You better fight as a Muslim, fight as a Christian, fight as a minority. Don't fight as a black person, because nobody likes y'all and nobody wants to be with y'all. And most of us, we're psychologically defeated. And any solution we try to come up with, you got to make sure you don't have people in there who are going to infect your movement with negative criticism and negative thinking, because that's what the YouTubian struggle streamers are all about. They're all about criticizing and condemning anything while they do nothing at all. That's what they specialize in.
Okay, Umar loves to take shots at people. Anyone who is gives objective criticism to Umar, he considers a YouTubian struggle streamer. Even though Umar doesn't even have a place to stay himself, the man is homeless. He's, I mean, late 40s, early 50s, still living in his mom's house and doing live streams from her back bedroom. But he has the nerve to call people YouTubian struggle streamers. It's hilarious. But the issue, Umar, that we have here is I want to see you with I really want to see this school to come to fruition. I was a former donor, as I stated before in many of my previous videos and in the comments, where Umar supporters come out. What are you doing? I have tried to support the brother, but at some point we got to call a spade a spade. Millions of dollars collected, almost 5 years, and he has is he's what, painted the gym, half painted the school, not even professionally painted. He literally has his donors up there and tells you can't even come up to paint the school unless you made a donation. He's got the electric turned on, and he's got one AC units of like 8 different units replaced in almost 5 years, and we trying to call that progress? Come on, let's be serious.
They will make a million videos tearing down what you're trying to do for the people while they themselves do nothing at all. That's what they specialize in. The YouTubian struggle streamer community is a collective self-hatred campaign. That's all they do.
Now it's self-hatred when we try to hold Umar accountable for the promises that he made. This is his idea. This is his like I said, he created this idea of FDMG. So how are you going to turn around and get mad when people are just holding you accountable? That's why Umar has no board of directors. That's why you never see Umar around other people with doctorate degrees or even other men. You always see him around the elderly, and you always see him around, usually it's single mothers. So because he's able to, manipulate and control these people. He does not want to be held accountable. Even when the interviews he does, he handpicks the interviews where they're going to throw him softball questions and give him no pushback when they ask him about the school.
Is find people to talk about while they do nothing. So it don't look good, my brother, but I'm gonna tell you this though. It's gonna get worse if we don't make it get better. The question is, are black people going to use this time, this galactic, this profound, universal, cosmological time? Are we going to use this to try to get ourselves out? I don't think it's a coincidence that Pluto goes into Aquarius.
Oh, okay. We're going to pause right there. He's about to go into now the stars align, and this is he always comes up with these dates and how they correspond with certain things and how I'm just going to stop it right there. We're going to get into now. We're going to compare LeBron James' school to Umar's FDMG abandoned buildings. Just give me 1 second. Let's switch over here. Okay, this is LeBron James visiting his I Promise school. I'm going to pause it right there because I want us to point out. Matter of fact, I want you to let me know in the comments some of the differences that you see between these two videos. I'm going to play this one first, then I'm going to play a walkthrough of Umar Johnson school, and just let me know some of the differences that you see as far as, just things that you point out in the two videos to separate a real school from an abandoned building.
Mom, under his gear, bro. It's LeBron!
All right, now we're going to get into Umar's video, FDMG. All right, now we're going to get into Umar's video, FDMG.
4 times the size of this here. They both one level. But that is 4 times the size. We got 4 bathrooms in here. We might got 16 over there. Go ahead and step on in, y'all.
I want you to don't forget, like I said, we're looking for differences in between these two videos, between LeBron James, our primary school, and the abandoned bandos.
So this is the office here, and we got 3 small spots in there. Go ahead and click that light on. Now, one of them would have been nice for the studio too, but that's the main.
Like I said, honestly, these brothers and sisters should have hard hats on walking through this building. You never know what could drop from these ceilings. This is not safe. Like I said, this building has not passed any type of inspection by the city. It's really dangerous to be walking in here, especially without a hard hat.
Main office. Unless I make one of the classrooms the main office. But I think I keep it here.
It's nice.
But you said any one of them could do it though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay. I'll keep that in mind.
It's more with the aesthetic over there too. You got that whole like, you got the basketball court.
Okay.
This is more main office.
I got you. Okay. All done? Did you need to bleed it like you said to get the water out?
Yeah, I got my hand all wet, freezing.
Okay, so it's done.
Yeah, so everything's good. Yeah,
Okay.
so I just left it open.
Okay.
So yeah, in the summertime, when you turn it back on, it'll just run for a little bit and check out.
Okay. And so up here, we'll take a look at the classrooms. They all basically the same size. As you can see, nice space. We took the old carpet off the floor. So most of these floors are going to be retiled. Some of them are going to be recarpeted. These 3 classrooms in a row that you see, including the one you're standing in, one is going to be a parent visitor center. Another one is going to be a student activity room. And the third one is probably going to be a library. But these 3 are going to be more multi-purpose, not instructional. Instructional is going to be the long haul because we don't want the kids so close.
All right, I'm going to pause it right there. Like I said, I'm going to point out some of the differences. Anything I miss, like I said, leave below in the comments. Obviously, in the LeBron James primary school, there's actual students there. To have a school, you have to have actual students. I know it sounds far-fetched, especially in to the Umar supporters, but you actually need students. You need teachers. You can see that there's actual HVAC. The ceiling tiles, none of the ceiling tiles are missing. Proper lighting, it's bright, it's an inviting environment for children to be able to learn in. We go back to Umar. Soon as they walk in, you see exposed tile with wires hanging out. Clearly, obviously, there's no students. There's never going to be any students because the school, these abandoned buildings will never open. Like I said, he's just literally wasting people's time and just blowing smoke. Like I said, this is a 10-year plus scam that's been going on. And for him to have the audacity and nerve to attack LeBron James and say he doesn't have a school, just because I guess it wasn't funded 100% by black dollars. He's doing way more than Umar is doing. LeBron James is using his influence and celebrity to get a school built and get children educated, which is way more than Umar has ever done. Like I said, 10-year scam. He's had these buildings for 5 years, and Umar couldn't even set up an online class to do some type of training with these young black boys in the meanwhile while he gets the school together. But like I said, let me know what you think in the comments. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share.